Hello, everyone. My name is Rhea. Welcome to MS Views and News Chair Pilates class. So I'll be the Pilates instructor for class today. And for our props, it might sound a little goofy, but you'll need either 2 pairs of socks. Okay. So what I've done is I just take my 2 different socks, okay, and kind of bring them together, roll them up into a ball. If you're like, why do I have to use socks? What we're doing is if you don't have things like lacrosse balls or tennis balls for you to hold on to, or like little squishy balls, something for your hands to have some dexterity and for your fingers to kind of move in and around, the socks are a great alternative. So you don't have to have a death grip on them. That's not the goal of this. The goal is actually during some of the movements is to be able to hold it and to balance it as you're reaching it forward, or maybe as you're rotating around, just cupping it with your pinkies and your thumb fingers. So being able to still reach with your other 3 fingers versus pinch with your thumb and pinky finger. So working along with the dexterity can help you kind of let go of or get rid of the sort of tremors, not that we're getting rid of things, but sort of helping those muscles move a little better and the nerves glide a little smoother as well. So I'm going to be using balls, but if you're like, but I don't have any balls, use your socks instead. 2 pairs of socks. Everyone's got those. So figured that was a great alternative for our class props for today. All right, let us begin. So we're going to start in a seated position. And as always, just a reminder that as we are moving through class, please listen to your body first and foremost. Please have a glass of water nearby so you can take a drink whenever you need to. And excuse me, we're actually going to start with the balls just off to the side, or their socks off to the side. And once they're off to the side, just taking a couple of swings of your arms, kind of wiggle them around, move your shoulders around as well. Okay, just to kind of get the blood flowing and moving. And let the arms hang down by your side as your head tries to lift up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're trying to push something away from you. Maybe it's a stack of books or a pail of water. But how tall can you lift yourself? And you might start to notice the core engaging here with you. So with your hands down by your side, imagine you're already holding those socks or the balls, and start to tilt yourself to the left or to the right, whichever side you want to. And then lift yourself back up. Tilt yourself to the other side. And lift yourself back up. Let's do 2 more each way. So hello for those of you that have joined us. Last one each way. And so you're kind of creating this sort of like claw-like position with your hands. We don't have the socks, the balls just yet into your hands. Give your shoulders another shrug up, down, and around in one direction, and then backwards, upwards, and then forwards in the opposite direction. Okay, now let your hands rest onto the lap for a moment. And if you close your eyes, you can start to become more aware of your body position. So can you make sure that your tailbone or your sits bone, are right underneath of you? So you're not sitting in front of them, you're not rounding back behind them, but you are sitting right on top of them. Think of your ribs being pulled backwards and your shoulders back and down. So the front of your chest or the collarbones are nice and wide. Stay in this position. Maybe your eyes stay closed, but as you look to the right and then look to the left, notice a difference from one side to the next. So just kind of bookmark this feeling, because we'll start to, at the end of the class, we'll reassess, reevaluate to see if things have changed for us. One more time right, one more time left. And then looking forward, bring left ear or right ear to the same side shoulder and down to the other side. So if it does ever seem confusing, if I say like my right arm or right leg or left arm, left leg, sometimes it sounds like a game of Twister. Just do one side, we will always come to the other side. Okay. All right, now grab down for your ball or your socks, but make sure you have one of each. All right, and then holding them like you're holding 2 trays. Bring your hands out to the side and keep your elbows in tight to the body, and then pull the arms back in. Okay, now remember, we're not death gripping the balls or the socks. Instead, we're actually just kind of like hovering not that they're hovering, but holding them into the palms. So the palms are kind of in a cupping position. Good. And then from there, we'll open the arms out, reaching out into like a letter T. Pull the elbows back in and then the hands back in. The hands go wide and then they reach and then they pull and then they turn back in. So noticing the sense of gliding that's happening through the upper body. Now, as you do this, you pull out and rotate to look towards one arm. Doesn't matter which arm. Come back in, look forward, and you repeat going to the other side. Look to the opposite direction. Okay. We'll do this 2 more each way, still sitting right on top of those sits bones, ribs above the hips. So this is a sort of technique called nerve flossing or gliding. And so as you're moving the muscles, the nerves don't actually stretch, but the muscles will glide past the nerves a little bit easier, a little bit more efficiently. Now bring one arm down, one arm up, and side bend, just like we kind of started at the class today. And then bring the opposite arm up, and the opposite arm down, reaching over. And we'll repeat that 3 times each way. Okay. So the goal here is to try to keep the socks or the balls more towards the palms of the hands rather than to the fingertips. So you want the ball as close to the center of your body as you can keep it. Okay. So whether you're pinching it with your thumb or your thumb and your pinky, you're allowing yourself, go ahead and take a moment to rest and roll the socks or the balls up and down the legs. You're allowing yourself a moment to find the bigger muscles doing the work instead of the teeny tiny muscles in your fingertips or your hands. Okay, good. Now from there, one arm goes down, one arm comes up, and reaching over into that side bend, roll that arm forward out in front of you, in front of your knees, in front of your legs, and then come back sitting tall. Reach the opposite arm up, side bend, reach the arm forward, and then stack the spine back tall. We repeat 2 more each side. Side bend, reach and roll the body forward, stack tall, reach up, side bend, reach and roll forward and stack tall. 1 more each side. Now, when you stack up tall, after your 3rd and final one, start to rotate your palms away from you and rotate your palms in towards you. And so you're trying to just get that rotation out as far as you can to one side, as far as you can in the opposite direction. As you're doing this rotation, can you resist the urge to roll the shoulders forward, okay, or roll the body forward? Instead, keep yourself lifted and tall. And notice the top of your arm and how it glides into and sort of around in that shoulder socket, okay? Now, this rotation is what's going to happen now with the arm circles. So both arms lift up with the palms facing away from you. So it's like you're giving yourself like a thumbs down. So turn the thumbs down and reach the arms up towards the ceiling, up, back, around, and turn the palms forward as they come back by your hips. Turn the palms away from you, lift up, and then like you're doing the backstroke, the palms start to push that imaginary water forward. 1 more time in this direction, palms away from you, reach up, and then as you start to roll your arms forward, the palms reach or turn forward. Then you go the opposite direction. So palms are turned forward, thumbs out, reach up, and start to turn the palms away from you. So thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. Then turn the thumbs out, palms forward, lift up, around, and palms away from you. 1 more time. Beautiful. Okay. So now turn the palms forward, the thumbs out, and lean the body forward as your arms go back. So how far back your arms go just depend on how far you feel comfortable to lean forward. Lift yourself up, bring the arms underneath of you again, and repeat for 5. Inhale as you come up tall. Exhale as you go forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Each time you come forward, resist the urge to round the shoulders. So from the front view, there's none of this happening, like rounding or looking down. Actually, sorry, you will be looking down, but you're not tucking the chin in towards the chest. Last one. Okay. So now we pull the arms back, repeating the same pattern, but as you come up, reach the arms forward just to shoulder height, and then pull the arms back, palms down to the ground. Lift your body up, palms up towards the ceiling. Now, if these socks or balls start to just become annoying or distracting for our movements here, do it without. 2 more. Last one. Good. Now when the arms come out in front of you, hold, palms up, and this time left arm or right arm, whichever arm. So opposite arm comes up, opposite arm comes down, rotate to the arm that is coming up, and then bring that arm down. Both arms reach up out in front of you again. I know it might seem a little confusing at first, but just turn towards the arm that is lifting, the opposite arm lowers, 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 and then both arms are back down to where you started. Both arms up, backstroke with your first arm, and then come back to your start position. Both arms lift, backstroke with your second arm, both arms lower, and then lift. One more time each side. Lift one arm up, over and around, both arms up. Lift the other arm up, over and around. Okay, place the hands and the balls or the socks back onto your legs. You can either roll them back and forth, or you can set them onto your laps and kind of roll your wrists out, whatever feels comfortable for you here. Okay, but then you're only going to need one ball. Okay, put the other one or the other sock off to the side, holding onto the other one in your right hand. I know sometimes for some people it might look like my left hand, but placing the opposite hand onto the same knee. That arm with the ball or the sock reaches up towards the ceiling, rotate towards it, watch where it goes. And then bring it down and through underneath of your arm over top of your leg. So this is called threading of the needle, threading of your arm. Lift up, inhale. And as you're reaching, can you reach your pointer, your middle, and your ring finger as far away from you as you can? Lift back up. 4 more. Rotation is always really nice for the spine because it helps to wring things out, helps us to create a little bit more space as long as you are creating and maintaining that length through the spine. 2. And then we're going to hold that rotation. So I'm going to turn towards the side real quick, hold that rotation and lift and lower that arm, that threaded needle up and down. 6, 5, can you keep it long? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you're going to reach that arm out to the side, hold it there and lift up. About 6, 5, 4, you're slightly leaned forward. 3, 2, and 1. Then stack the spine up tall, switch the hands. Your opposite hand comes onto the opposite knee. Lift the opposite arm up, inhale. Watch where it goes. Exhale, rotate and thread it through the hole between your arm and your leg. Inhale, lift back up. And exhale, reach through like you're going to touch the wall next to you. 4 more. Can you notice that when your arm lifts up, it's a little bit of a chest stretch? Last 2. And when the arm reaches through, this is our last one, you're going to hold it through. When it reaches through, do you feel a little bit of a back stretch? Lift and lower that long arm. Keep it long. Don't bend the elbow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm out to the side, but stay bent over the legs. And so your arm lifts and lowers. 6, 5. There you go. Just an inch at a time. 3, 2, and 1. Stack the spine up tall and take the ball or the sock between both of your hands. Okay. Now, especially if you have a sock, you can kind of like press into it and make it the tiniest little sock you can, especially if your ball is squishy, squish it. Okay. Whether the ball gives or doesn't give on you, put some pressure between your palms. And when that happens, you want to try to feel the back underside of your armpits, like right where your shoulder blades are, working for that to happen. Lift the ball up and back down. How far up you go just depends on not lifting your shoulders up towards your ears. Don't wear them like earrings. Instead, stay strong and keep those shoulders low. 3 more. 2 more. So this is our technically full range of motion. Last one. Now hold the hands in front of your face and tiny little pulses up and down. This time for 10. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4. Really squeeze that ball for 2 and 1. Good. From there, grab down for your second ball and sit towards the very front edge of your chair. Okay, so I'm just turning towards the side here so you can see what's happening from the side. So your arms reach forward and then they pull back, elbows next to your side. Now remember, we always want to hold the socks or the balls on the palms of your hands. So really cup the hands as if these balls or socks are like water. You're trying to keep the water from just spilling onto the ground. 3 more. Last 2. Hold the arms out in front of you. Last one. Okay. You might have to pinch it with your pinkies and your thumbs to bend your elbows and pull the balls or the socks towards your face into that bicep curl position for 6, 5. Still imagining that you're cupping the water. 2. And hold that bicep curl. Now from here, start to curl and scoop the tailbone underneath of you, coming into a C-curve position. Make sure the shoulders are soft away from the ears. And again, another 8 bicep curls. Holding that position, especially if you've got a back of your chair, it's like you're hovering right above the back of the chair. So don't touch the chair. 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms forward, stack the spine tall. Put one of the balls between the legs, one of the socks between your legs, and the other ball back between your hands. Okay, so now using that energy to really hold the ball in place and squeeze it in place. The other ball between your hands, hold and squeeze it in place. So with that, you curl back into your C curve and lift back into your straight spine. Exhale into that C curve. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, 5 more times, really drawing the ribs down towards the hips or even trying to pull the hips up towards the ribs. 4, 3. Getting ready to hold your C curve on the next 2. So then after this last one, you hold and then tiny pulses again, 10 times up and down with your arms. Trying to draw the belly button towards the spine a little bit more, trying to soften those shoulders away from the ears. Sometimes a little bit of a shake of the head like I'm doing now can kind of bring awareness to if you have any tension in the neck. Last 3, 2, hold the hands, but now pulse and squeeze the ball or the sock between the legs. Doesn't look like there's much going on my end, but there's that energy of the inner thighs really trying to squeeze a ball. Find that connection. Deeper, deeper, deeper. 4 more. 3, 2, hold the balls between the legs, between the hands, and now rotate your body to the left or right. Rotate to the right or left. Whichever way you chose, you just go from one side to the next. Ooh, starting to shake. Going for 6 total, so 2 more each side. How far back you go just depends on if there's a back of your chair to reach back for. Don't lean back against it. Last one each side. Or how much you want to challenge yourself. Once you're done, lift back up, grab the ball or the sock between your legs, hands onto the legs to cat and cow through the spine. Open the chest. Inhale. Exhale around the chest. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, round back. Okay, so now let's work on hinge back. So if at all a C curve, what we were just in, where you're curling the spine feels uncomfortable for you or even painful, don't do more of that. Instead, hinge back. If hinge back does not feel good for the body, then do a C curve, okay? Both socks, both balls are into your hands. Reach them out in front of you, cup them, and then hinge your body back. So it's like the top of your head is trying to scrape up towards the ceiling and then come right back up. Scrape it towards the wall behind you and then exhale right back up. As those arms are reaching forward, Okay, they might start to feel like really heavy dead weights. So if they do, you can bend the elbows and hold them next to your side instead, if arms outstretched feels too heavy. Last two. Now we hold our hinge back. If you're in a C curve, hold it. Last one. And then rotate one arm back behind you and then bring it forward. The other arm stays out in front. The other arm reaches back behind you. Okay, find your inner Vanna White and let the letters of Jeopardy just open up to the right or left side of you. I saw a video somewhere that Vanna White hasn't gotten a raise in years, even though she makes like $3 million a year. The other guy, see, people don't even know, I don't know his name, whatever the host name is. He makes 15 million. He's gotten raises ever since the show has started. So justice for Vanna White here. Inhale as you open, exhale as you close. Inhale as you open one more time. Exhale as you close. Bring yourself all the way back up. Hands to the legs. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, close and round off. Cat and cow. Now, as you stack the spine up tall, find again the sits bones. So hips, heart, and head all into alignment with each other. Let the hands just hang down by your side and create that little claw shape that we started at the beginning of the class. So you're hugging, not gripping, hugging around what you're holding on to. Now, as you inhale, I want you to pull the arms back behind you. Can you lift the spine taller? As you exhale, relax the arms down by your side. We'll start with the first three. Inhale, pull the arms back, lift taller, 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 and exhale forward. Last one, lift or pull the arms back as you lift, and then relax. From here, you will then pull back on the inhale, hold back, even holding your breath, and look to the right, look to the left, and then exhale, look forward, release forward. Inhale as you pull back, hold the breath as you look left, as you look right. Exhale, release the breath, release the arms back forward. So that counts as number one rep. So 2 more of those. Pull back, inhale, hold the breath, hold the movement, look right, look left, exhale, look forward. Again, pull back, inhale, left, right, exhale, look forward. So 1 more round or 2 more each, 1 more each side, whatever rep count. Inhale, hold back, look right, look left, but can your fingertips pull more down to the ground as you exhale forward? 1 more time, pull back, hold the breath, look left, look right, and exhale, bring it forward. So now, if you have legs on your chair, hopefully you do, your hands are going to press the balls or the socks into the sides of the chair. Now, if you have to kind of like crouch down to push into the legs of the chair, then don't do that. Push into the sides of your legs instead. Okay. So wherever you're at, pressing in, making sure the legs don't close, but pressing in as the legs press out. And then look again from right to left. Try to open your collarbones a little more, widen them. Can you turn your thumbs out without losing the pressure onto the balls or onto the socks? I know that sounds like a weird request to make, but turn the thumbs out and that will in itself open the shoulders more. 1 more to the left and then look forward, relax. Press the balls onto your thighs or or socks onto your thighs. Inhale and exhale, cat and cow. Let it be a full spinal movement, not just your head and your neck. All right, now from here, let's bring a little bit of leg movement into it. Can you believe we almost made it through halfway of the class? We haven't even talked about the legs yet. So with the balls pressing into your thighs, hands pressing into the balls or the socks, start to lift one leg off of the ground, doesn't matter which side, you're gonna put that leg down and lift the other leg up. I'm gonna turn to the side for a moment so you can see what's happening or not happening through the spine. When you lift one leg up, you do not lean back just to lift the leg up. You stay lifted so that you use your core to pull those legs towards you. And while that leg is moving, that sock or the ball might kind of roll down the leg. So like squish it into the leg as you're marching in place here. Let's do 1 more each side. All right, now find a C curve, curling your tailbone underneath of you, C curve or hinge back if C curve doesn't feel comfortable. Now I have to reach the arms forward a little bit more. So in this case, while we're doing this, same thing with your toe taps or your marching, your arm will bend so that you can keep the ball next to your leg. Let me show you with the leg closer towards the screen. So when the leg lifts, your arm bends so you can continue pressing the ball in the same place on the leg the entire time. Exhale as you lift, as you go through the movement, and inhale as it lowers down. So now this is also a little bit of a brain game of being like, ooh, is that ball going to roll down the leg? Okay. Or am I going to lose the sock? And your leg might not come up as high as mine is. That's okay. You lift to your height, but while you're still pressing into the ball, into the leg is pressing out into the ball, into the hand. One more each side. And then come back up tall. Stack the spine and now hinge yourself back, okay? Now, when I hinge versus the curl, the ball isn't as far down the leg, okay? So I'm not trying to reach and round the spine or around the shoulders, but trying to open the chest and press into the ball again, okay? So same pattern, just a different spine position will help us to obviously be aware of the spine position, but it challenges the core in a different type of way. Of course, if one position is the only thing that feels good for you, you're just strengthening yourself more up in this position. 3 more. Can you keep yourself from rolling back? 2. Last one, each side. And 1. Woo, lift back up, hands to the knees, cat and cow through the spine. If you need to take a little bit of a rotation, go for it. Okay, that might feel good, sort of like you're like sliding one hand back, sliding one hand forward. Okay, still working on the legs, but we only need 1 of the balls. You could do 2 balls, like you don't have to actually pass it from hand to hand. I'm just going to use 1 ball, so I'm going to place this guy down for a moment. So sort of like you're dribbling a basketball between the legs, under one leg at a time. Find either your C curve or your hinge back. And just like we've been practicing with the marching, we add some rotation. So as you lift your leg, pass 1 ball to the other hand, come back down, pass the other ball to the other hand, and come back down. This is not meant to be an actual like dribble where you're like, okay, like how fast can I go here? No, like take it slow so that you can actually feel the rotation, pulling your opposite rib to the opposite hip. The slower you go, it's called time under tension, or TUT as the acronym, the more like fibers can start to like work together through these movements. It almost feels robotic in a sense, okay? If you wanted to take it 1 step further, you can always reach the arms up overhead as the legs go down and then pull the arms back down. So like give yourself a little high five over top, pass to the other hand, high five over top, pass to the other hand. Let's do 1 more each side. Remember which side you started on. I started on my right side. I'm gonna do 1 more time to the left side. Stack back up tall. Lift yourself up. This time, open your legs wide and then kind of lean forward into that stretch so we can open up those hips for us. Okay. And then a little bit of a rotation to the right. A little more of a rotation to the left. Okay. Now scoot yourself towards the left side. I'm going to go to my left side of your chair so that your left leg can kind of step off to the side as well. Okay, it doesn't have to straighten out, just step it out wide. And I want you to feel as if your left butt cheek still was on the chair. So don't let it just hang down and sink into the ground or towards the ground, but keep it lifted, okay, as your left hand, so left leg off to the side, left hand holding onto that ball, has the ball or the sock. Right hand goes down onto the chair. Okay, from here, you're going to reach the left arm out in front of you and then open it off to the side. We'll start here for the 6. Exhale as you open. My thumb is up. I'm still cupping the ball or the sock, not squeezing it, not death gripping it, for 3 more. Last 2. Now hold the arm out to the side. Last one. Can you start to lift your left heel off of the ground? Lowering and lifting that heel, okay? But not lifting and lowering the arm, just the heel of your left leg. Okay, now I have my hand under the chair, so I can actually like kind of pull in order to lift the left leg up and down. Okay, if you're like, no way, Jose, scoot yourself over towards the right side so that your left butt cheek is actually on the chair and try it that way. I always like to give you guys like a harder option first, so we have something to kind of like work towards for 3 more, 2, and 1. No matter where you are, whether the butt is on or off of the chair, your arm comes forward, inhale. Arm goes out, leg lifts at the same time. Lower the leg down, reach the arm forward. Exhale, lift and open, lower back down. Can you still stay completely straight, completely lifted, like there's a string or a rope pulling you towards the ceiling? Last 3. It's like nothing else is bothering. So like if my hand wasn't here, like I would be like over here. So really working through right and left side. Last one. Woo. Okay. Slide yourself over towards the right side. Whether the butt is on or off, I want you to try it off because every side can always feel different. Open the right leg off to the side. Okay. Left foot is out in front of you. Reach the right arm forward like you're giving yourself a thumbs up, and then open and close that arm for 6. Feel as if you are pulling open like a pantry door or a French door. Keep those hips or sits bones underneath of you. 3 for 3 more. 2. Hold the arm out to the side. The left hand is hooked underneath. Try to lift the right heel, lower it back down. Starting with those 6, maybe you start to play around with the idea of lifting that leg. Ooh, this side is like way heavier. Scooch over to the left a little bit. Isn't that interesting? 2 more. Now this is where it starts to become a brain workout as well as a body workout. Arm comes forward, leg comes down. Inhale. Arm goes out, leg comes up. Exhale. Lower the leg, reach the arm forward. It's like patting your head, rubbing your belly, all while you're walking and chewing gum and trying to talk at the same time. 4 more. Oh my goodness. Last 3. Ooh, say hello to your obliques. 2. And after this last one, lower your leg down. Let's scooch ourselves over back towards the, don't roll the ball away, back towards the middle of your chair. Keep the ball into your right hand, okay? Left hand stays down onto the chair as well. Right arm swoops down in front of you. Reach up overhead and then come back up to sit tall. Repeat. 3 times total for 2 more. So swooping up, opening through that right side of your body, sit back tall. Swoop in front of the legs, come back up and reverse direction. So now the right arm goes up overhead, reach over into your side bend and swoop the arm down, stack the spine tall. Reach up, forward, down, around and up. Reach up 1 more time with the arm, over with the body and the arm, and forward with the hand, and then back up with the body. Switch hands. Left hand has the ball. I got to scooch myself over to the left side a little bit. So then first starting with, I don't remember which side we started. We're always going to go in the opposite direction. So let's start with the left arm reaching up, the body side bending over and in front of the legs to stack back up tall. Lift the arm, side bend the body, and go over and away. Last one. There we go. So now work your way backwards. Your hands go in front of the legs. Lift the arm up and stack the spine tall. Slide that arm in front of the legs, rotating and stacking the shoulders on top to then stack the spine on top. 1 more time. Exhale into that side bend. Get that nice, wonderful twist. Nice job. All right. From here, you're going to take the ball or the sock, whichever one, underneath of your, I'm going to turn to the side here, underneath of your left or right foot, you choose your side. So especially if you have a ball, it might be a nice little massage through the leg, but you're not going to roll it out just yet, because those of us that have socks, that's not fair. It feels really good if you have a ball. So get a tennis ball. If you don't have one, get a lacrosse ball and just like roll out your feet. It feels really, really good. But now with that extra little like squish under the leg, I want the opposite leg. So if your left foot is onto the ball or sock, your right leg is going to lift up and back down. Okay. Try not to move your spine at all. So just to get that leg lifting, if you're here, that's like all up in the back. We want the core to lift the leg. 3 more times. 2 more. The last one. Okay, slide or pass the ball over to the other side. So now right foot is smushing into that ball as the opposite leg, your left leg lifts and lowers. So especially if you're like leaning back, or some people will, I might see them kind of like lean forward and be like, oh, I'm lifting that leg super high. No, you're just bringing the body towards the leg. And that's okay. That's just bringing awareness to how you're moving. 3 for 3 more. Last 2. And then last one. Awesome. Ball is still under the right leg, but you're going to take the left arm up and over to the left side, like twist and watch where it goes. And then try to bring your left arm to the outside of your right leg. Lift the left arm up. I'm going to turn towards the front so you can see what's happening, and then rotate over towards the right. You can hold the right hand onto the chair, but that's the challenge, is to not hold on to anything with your right hand. So if you're going to take that challenge, reach both arms out to the side or like kind of up and down from each other, and then swim the right arm back as your left arm swims forward. Lift back up, arms back out. Exhale, rotate. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Pass the ball back over to your left side. And with your right arm reaching up like you have a question, maybe your left arm is in opposition, you exhale, rotate forward for the outside of your left leg, and then come back up to start again for 5. 4. Kind of like you always have your sight on that left arm if you're taking that option. So kind of looking back behind you. Last 2. All right, then last one. You'll lift yourself up to then go down and take both balls, both socks into your hands. All right, that's kind of like where we started with the balls. Elbows tucked in towards the side, cupping the balls there in the hands as if they were water. So don't let any water dribble from the hands there. Open the arms out to the side, so your elbows open wide, and then come back down. Okay, remember, we're not death gripping onto anything, just a soft hold around what we've got in our hands. Inhale to lift. And especially when you're lifting, let's go for 4 more, 8 total. We're not lifting the shoulders, just get the arms up. So keep your neck long for 3. And even keep your hands in line with your elbows. So we're not just like chicken winging out to the side. 2. Instead, everything lifts and holds on this last one. So now as your arms reach out, turn your thumbs down. As your arms come in, turn your thumbs up. Thumbs down, turn out, thumbs up, pull in. Reach out, turn down, thumbs up, bend in. 4 more. Yeah, and then it becomes like, okay, what have to focus? What's going on here? What are my thumbs doing? What's my neck doing? What are my shoulders doing? Can you keep your neck long? And then challenge yourself. Can you reach your fingertips long? Last 2. Hold your arms out to the side. Last 1. Thumbs are down now, and tiny little pulses up and down, up and down. Can you reach your fingertips long away from you? Like you're going to push the walls away from you for 3 more, 2 more, and last 1. Bring the arms down, turn the palms forward, roll out the shoulders or the neck, whichever feels comfortable for you here. Okay, now bringing the elbows up wide and your hands into like a goalpost position. All that's going to happen is your arms come forward in front of you, try to either touch the balls or the socks together, and then open your elbows wide. But I've turned to the sides because I want you to see like that my spine is not moving. This is what we are attaining for instead of like arching and rounding the spine. Completely different movement. Okay. So if we can keep everything stable and still, that works a little bit more core. 4 more. 3 more. Last 2, hold your arms out wide and then reach up towards the ceiling. Fingertips reaching past the socks, past the balls, lower back down. 7 more. Reach up. Keep your shoulders soft away from your ears. Pull back down. Reach up. So can you squeeze your thumbs into the balls, into the palms a little bit more? 2 and 1. Awesome. Now from here, bring the arms down, kind of curl the spine forward and give yourself a little shoulder shimmy or a shake back and forth. You can kind of roll out your arms or your wrists, even if you want to put the balls down just for a moment. As you put the balls down for a moment, like kind of roll out the wrists, or if you're still holding on to it, just be aware of that with the body. Like, where is your tension? Can you wiggle it out? Stack the spine up tall. Palms are turned behind you, thumbs in towards the hips. And we come back into that chest expansion, but we're going to do it single arm this time. So chest expansion, as a reminder, is when your arms pull back, okay, and your body stays nice and tall. Instead of arching the back just to get the arms behind you more, keep the ribs wrapped. But now if we're going to do it single armed, you're going to pull right arm back first. Notice the difference of right arm versus both arms. Left arm goes back first. And then repeat. Inhale as one arm goes back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Okay. Now after your left side, we're going to continue with that same pattern, 3 more each way, but look to the right as your right arm goes back behind you and bring it forward, look forward, look to the left. Woo, a little bit of a stretch there. My left side, or I guess it's my right side technically, is tighter. So when I turn to the left, I feel a deeper stretch going down the right side of my neck. Last time to the left. Amazing. Now let's go both arms back and hold. How far can you reach? Keep your sits bones underneath of you. Look right, look left 3 times. Look right and left. Breathe normal, right? 1 more time, left, last time. And then place the hands back onto your thighs. This time take a roll forward and just hold that C-curve stretch. Take a big inhale into the upper back, a big exhale, releasing it down. All right, good. Your option, if you want to hold onto the balls for that extra challenge for yourself, go for it. Otherwise, scoot yourself towards the very front edge. I'm just turning towards the side so you can see what's happening with the legs, with the spine. Arms reach forward and hold, okay? Cupping the ball, the water, imaginary water into your hands. C-curve your spine back and hold this position. Arms are at shoulder height. We're gonna straighten one leg out, pull it back in. Straighten the other leg out and pull it back in. Okay, so the arms are just there for extra challenge. This is really about the quads or the muscle on the front of your leg. So when you straighten that leg out, maybe touch it just for a moment and see if it feels tense or taut. Now, whether you have the ball or not, balls or not into your hands, when the leg reaches out in front of you, rotate your body towards that side that the leg is lifted, and then put the foot back down, rotate towards the opposite side as that leg lifts. Okay, so even if you're like, oh my God, my arms are so heavy, pull them in, bring them in front of your chest and continue your rotation. Two more each side. Last one each side. And 1. Beautiful. Come back up, sit nice and tall, and pull into your cat and cow spine. Okay, maybe you kind of like wiggle yourself around in one direction and the next. All right, place one ball or sock down and scoot yourself over towards the left side of your chair again. Again, making sure that your butt cheek is off of the chair, left hand holding onto the ball, but I want your left leg to come behind you. So from the side, looks like this. Your leg is almost in like a lunge position. So if the chair wasn't there, would you be able to like kind of hold that lunge position? Okay. The chair was not there. So in that lunge position, reach the left arm with the ball or the sock up. Your right hand is either resting on the back of your chair, if you've turned to the side like I have, or on the side of your chair. Reach up and overhead as your left knee tries to dig down towards the ground a little bit more. Lift back up, inhale. Reach over to the side, exhale. Inhale, lift. Keep the shoulder away from the ear, last one. Now come back up, left hand comes down by your hip. Sit nice and tall and pull 5 times into your chest expansion. Let's go, actually 6, sorry. There we go. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now here's the challenge. Put the ball or the sock onto your right thigh. If that's like too wobbly for you or you lose it, just put the hand onto your thigh. Can you stay lifted through the torso? If not, lean forward a little bit, but can you pull your left leg, left foot off of the ground as you stay where you are? Remember, you can lean forward as your second option there. So this is strengthening is the back of your leg or your hamstring for 2 more and 1 more. Okay. Lift the left arm up, place the left foot down and reach over to the side last time. Beautiful. Okay. Now remember that little rotation that we did. So bring the arm, sweep it in front of your right knee, up over towards the right side and back up overhead. 3 in each direction. In front of the knee, to the right, lift up, in front, to the side and lift up. And reverse directions. The arm goes up overhead, in front of the knee and the shin and stack the spine tall. Arm up overhead, side bend, reach over to the side and stack tall. 1 more time, up overhead and out in front. Oh, that feels so good. All right, so now slide yourself over towards the right side. Get ourselves set up with the ball or the sock into the right hand. Right leg comes off to the right side into that lunge position. Left hand is holding on to the side of the chair. Okay. First, we start with the right arm reaching up just into your side bend, up and over for 3. Inhale, stack tall. 2. And after this last one, here's your little butt kickers. So your hand comes down, ball or sock onto the left thigh. Remember, if you need to move forward, but try to just lift your foot off the ground, like you're trying to kick yourself in the butt. If you can hold yourself uplifted, that is more of a challenge. Okay. If you have to like lean forward and come back up, don't let that movement happen. Just lean forward and stay forward. Let's try for 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Place the foot down, reach up overhead 1 more time towards the left. Then that arm slides in front of you, back down beside you as you stack the spine tall and repeat up overhead to the side, down and in front. And last time in this direction. Good. And now we're opposite direction. You slide the ball in front of your thigh, over to the side and up overhead. Repeat, sliding it towards the left, up overhead. And 1 more time. Very good. Okay, slide both legs back out in front of you. Grab your second prop. Okay, and now definitely scoot yourself forward towards the front edge of your chair. Step your feet wide. And this is where if you are on, the more fun sized or the shorter side, having maybe some books or some yoga blocks underneath of the feet can be helpful for this. Maybe watch and see what's happening first. Okay. So with those props in your hands, palms are in towards the hips and your thumbs are in towards each other. All I want you to do is lean forward, keep a straight hinge spine, and then push into the feet and lift yourself back up. Okay. So this is sort of like a sumo squat. So if you were holding on to weight, you have to press into your feet to push off of the ground to pull your body back upright. 4 more. 3 more. So even as you're leaning forward, can you keep those shoulders? Don't roll them forward. Stay open through the chest. 2. And then last 1. From there, open both arms out to the side, and we repeat for 6 more. That was 8 total, so can you do 6 more? As your arms go down, you lift up and punch the arms out to the side. 6. Reach down, push into your feet. Try not to lift with your back. Okay, your back is technically working here, but it is not the primary mover. 3 more to go. Reach down and pick it up. Throw it out to the side. Inhale down and exhale up. Push it out to the side. Last one, your arms stay out to the side. You stay lifted. Bring the arms up overhead like you're a snow angel, and then all the way down by your side. Okay, with the hands cupping around your props. We're not death gripping. We're not squeezing. Just our little snow angel sitting here on our chairs. And last 2. And final 1. Beautiful. Okay, hands go down, legs stay wide, but start to lift up right heel, lower it down. Lift up your left heel, lower it down. Your hands are behind you for the time being. And so it might not look like there's a lot of movement going on, but what I want you to start to do is twist your thumbs behind you and then twist your thumbs to the side of you. So I'm going to put my hands out in front real quick so you can see what's going on behind your hips. So if they're behind the hips, that just helps us to open the chest, the shoulders a little bit more. As you're alternating with heel to heel position, just again, it's more of a brain game than anything else. All right, now lift up both heels, turn both palms away from you, both thumbs behind you, okay? And pull the hands back a little bit more and let them soften down by your side. Pull the hands back a little bit more and pull them back. 3, 2, and 1. Turn the thumbs forward, palms in. Repeat for 5, 4, 3. So hopefully during this class today, you've noticed that like the position of your hands matters with the movements. Last 2. And when your arms come down by your side, keep your heels lifted. Turn the palms up as your arms go out to the side. So heels are still lifted. Now, as your arms lift, lower your heels. Arms lower just to shoulder height as your heels lift. Lower the heels, lift the arms. Lower the arms, lift the heels. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. And last one. Hold the arms up overhead. Right now your heels are down, okay? But as you bend your elbows, so turn the palms forward, bend your elbows, can you lift up one leg off the ground? Even if it's just the heel, that's okay. Push the arms away, lower the leg back down, and alternate. Pull the other knee towards the elbows, and then lower back down. Good. Try 1 more each side. Last 1. Good job. Keep your legs wide. Bend your elbows. And this time, rotate your torso as if you're trying to connect opposite elbow to opposite knee. Exhale as you twist. Think of wringing out a wet towel. So you got to stretch the towel out or stretch your spine tall as you twist to get more of that wringing out to happen. Excuse me. All right, now hold your rotation, pick a side, and stretch your arms long and away from you. Pull them back in and then rotate forward. Rotate all the way to the other side, reach your arms away from you, pull back in, and let's practice that 2 more times. Rotate, stay, stretch, and bend. Rotate, stay, stretch the arms, bend. 1 more time each side. Stay, stretch the arms, bend back in. 1 more time to the opposite side, reach away and bend, and then lower the arms down as you come back through center. Ooh, close those legs, roll the shoulders, take a moment there to like kind of reassess, reevaluate. Now we're going to finish here with some stretches, so you can place the ball or the socks off to the side. Just make sure they're not going to roll away from you or underneath of you even. And let's bring whatever ankle you want to the opposite knee or thigh, and resting down onto that knee. Always make sure that the toes are pulled up towards you. So made it through with some of our newer props today. Then you're going to take that same leg all the way off to the side, straightening it. I have to scooch over to the side so the corner edge of my chair isn't digging into the thigh. So if you need to adjust, adjust. And take the opposite hand towards the knee that's in front of you. The opposite hand reaches up overhead towards the long arm. Good. And then bring that hand down to the chair as the hand that was just resting on the thigh reaches up overhead. Oh, those side bends feel so good. Take 2 more each way. Inhale to lift. Exhale to side bend. One more time, each way. So just notice, like check in with yourself. Where do you feel most of the stretch or the movement happening from? Is it from the lower back? Is it from the armpit space? Bend the leg that is extended, okay? And then just let the knee rotate in a little bit, depending on where you carry your tension. This is internal rotation, so you might feel this like on the outside or sort of inner, deepest, most part of your hip, and just let that knee soften down. So this is just the opposite or the antithesis of what we did before with the ankle to the thigh and the knee out to the side. Now the knee comes in as the ankle stays off to the side. Just take one more inhale here. If you're like, I don't get it, like I don't feel stretch, you might be tighter in your external rotation versus your internal rotation. So sit back onto your booty and take the opposite foot up to the opposite thigh. Okay, notice, like, is that knee like up and towards your chest? That's probably because you're pretty tight. So try to lift up as you press gently into the thigh. And maybe you bring the forearm to the thigh, kind of leaning in for a good story there. So the more pressure you put into it, the more stretch you'll feel through that outer part of your hip and glutes. Okay, so notice that the stretch is on the back part of the hip. So when we come into that internal rotation, it'll be kind of outside, but like front part of the hip. So from here, right leg reaches out to the side. I got to scooch over to the left, to the right a little bit. Opposite hand to the opposite leg. Good. Reach up overhead into your side bend. And then you can bring that hand that was just reaching up onto the chair as you reach away from your long leg. And we switch. Like your arms are like the yin and the yang, one arm up, one arm down. And switch. One arm up, one arm down. Last one towards the long leg. Last one away from the long leg. Okay, then stay where you're at. All you got to do is bring that leg in a little closer, bending it, and allow that knee to come in. Okay, and so I'm kind of like feeling that stretch kind of wrap around the front side of this hip. I feel it more on my right side than my left side. So just notice that, the differences that you feel from one side to the next. Become curious about that. Okay. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And then you'll bring both feet back up in front of you. Make sure you're sitting evenly on both sits bones, both hips. Find again that position, that Goldilocks, where you are sitting on top of the mountain range of your hips. Left hand to right thigh. The other hand comes behind you to the back of your chair, under the chair. And take that rotation to the right as you stay through the inhale and the exhale. One more inhale and exhale. And rotate around to the other side. Right hand to left thigh, left hand to the back of your chair, under the chair. Lift up, inhale. Rotate, exhale. Continue to lift. One more time. Beautiful job, you guys. Take the legs out wide one last time. Hands onto the thighs. Lean forward like you're going in for a good story. and push your left leg away from you as you turn your body to the right. Lift up tall and repeat in the opposite direction. So now just a different kind of way to rotate through the spine to bring yourself out like a wet towel. Alrighty, that is our time that we have for today. So please let me know if you have any questions at all. If you have any other feedback too, you can always let me know that. If you have any other requests for props, I'm always ears. I love kind of exploring. This was a request from one of our students as well. So things that you can work on with your arms, your hands. So that was the whole point of today's class. So let me say goodbye and have an awesome rest of your night, everyone.